So let's continue because I want to discuss today other things. First, let's talk about text. How can we work with text in Photoshop? Then we'll continue. So obviously, the way you can work with text is you can type it horizontally, vertically, okay, and let's say now, well, obviously the important thing is again layers. You can write and go to the options. So I repeat again, right? Blending options. Once you go to blending options, you will see there are different options available. You have the bevel, okay. You can change it. Okay. In fact, hold on. What I can do is I can make the background using this gradient. I can have a gradient. Okay. That's my text. So right click, blending options. And while I have this, I can go into color. I'll make this as, let's say, some orange, bevel, and we have different contours, just for discussion, like different contours available, okay, of graphics, right? You can even, why they close it, you can have the drop shadow, you can extend it. Now these all things are quite generic. You'll find them in other softwares as well, not only this. There are all softwares. You can have auto shadow. If obviously the question comes, they will tell you what to do, inner glow and all that. So anyway, these are some generic things that the examiner might tell you that the text should appear in this case. Okay, so you can select the text and you see this T over here with this color, this T, the curve below. You can actually, just like the very old MS Word had the following options available, in which you could change this any way you want to. So obviously there are lots of options available. You can just have a look at them. Okay, let's say you want something different. You want something which is totally different. For that, what we can do is we can come into Edit, Transform, and we can use Work. But it will not work because I have to rasterize it. Okay, this is somewhat in a vector-based form. So what I have to do is I have to go into Layer. I'm recording this. I'll share with this. I might be going a bit fast, but I think so. It's fine. Okay. So if I come into Layer, in Layer, you will see rasterize. Remember something, you can see, oh, this is T. This means it's a graphic T, okay? Basically, if I rasterize this, have a look at this, what will happen? Rasterize layer. Once I rasterize this layer, it converts into just like a particular a shape or something. Now, the advantage of this will be, if I transform this, I can use the work option and I can change it any way I want. Okay, so maybe the examiner or whatever you may want to do, you can have different options available. I don't know, anything. Maybe you want to fit it within a bottle, you want to fit it within a shape, I don't know, whatever. Then you have distort, that's the distort option available. Okay, and so on and so forth, right? Get the point. So there are two ways that you can work with text. One way I just told you with the T tool, and the second is you go to layer, you rasterize the layer, and then you use the transform options and you use any one of them the way you want to do it. Okay, so blending options of the text, changing the shape of the text, right? Okay. Next, what I would like to discuss is, oops, no, hold on. Yeah. Since I just did start talking about gradients, let me start from the basic. New, and here we go. Let's say I will add is a new layer. In this new layer, what I can do is I can add a particular circle or any shape, and I can fill it up with this gradient. I could make as a rectangle, And I could again fill this up with this gradient. I could even temper this gradient if I click on the gradient. I repeat again, I have this gradient. If I click on this, I land over here. There are some pre-developed gradients over here, but let's say you don't want this. You want to make a gradient of your type. Let's say this one. I want to edit this one. So I'll click on this. I will change this color from this color to, let's say, black and to transparent. Okay, let's see how this turned out to be. So let's say if I add another layer and if I add a circle over here, and let's add this gradient, the one I just customized and made on my own. So this is what I get. So you can keep on tampering with gradients, making your own gradients, but remember you have to keep on add a layer if you may want to. Obviously, every layer will have its own property. Not only that, what we can do is, hold on. Okay, let me just select all of them and delete them. Photoshop takes not a lot of resources now. If you have good RAM, it will not take a lot of resources. So in the same manner, you can use any of the shape. For example, if you want to use a polygonal shape, you can. You can just click here, make a weird shape, and let's say we want to fill this up with a gradient. Sure, we can. So we have filled it up with a gradient as well. Okay. But the thing that I did wrong over here is never try to create something on the background because you will not be able to temper this. That's the problem. So don't use the background. Step backward. I just don't have my keyboard. So I will always recommend add a new layer, and whatever you may want to do it. With the help of this. Because this way, you can go to the blending options even. You can turn on the drop shadow, do whatever you want to do. Bevel and emboss. And even bevel, okay, in bevel, you have the following options. You have outer bevel, just have a look at them. You have inner bevel, you have emboss, okay, and you have pillow, whatever, they're different available. So one should know where these things are. Because obviously during the exam, we should not start exploring things. That's the important thing. Right. Okay. So what I'll do is, I'll just download some backgrounds. Okay. Let's say, right. So wait. Backgrounds. Maybe HD. Just a few. Right, not bad. Very nice. Very nice. I need three good. So I just want to create something and show it to you. And here you go. I'll just save this as, try to make sure that these images that you're making, they should be of the same type. What I mean to say is, if they're BMP, make sure all of them are BMP. JPEG. And this is, yeah, JPG. So what we'll do is we'll make a banner. So file new, I'll make a banner, let's say, which will be 800 by, let's say, 350. Okay, here we go. I'll open up these images one by one. In graphics. So let's open up this one, and I'll simply select from here is the rectangular. We'll make collage work actually. It's okay. So right click, I'll say feather. I'll say not 45 will be too much. I'll make it 25. and I'll place it here. Again, the size of it is too big, but it's perfectly fine. Okay. Ooh, it's too big, but it's okay. It's, next what I'll do is I will not do 25. I would rather do it. I can even change the size of this canvas afterwards. I can go into image and canvas size because I see that it should be much more wider. So I'll change it into pixels and I'll make it, let's say, 1200. So because I want to fit all three of them. So if I realize I have to change it afterwards, I surely can. I'll open up the other one. Let's say this one. I'll place it here. I will use the same marquee tool. I'll right click, I'll feather, and let's say I'll make it now 35, because 35 is too less. I want more feathering over the edges. I'll place it here. No, I don't want it. I don't know why is my computer a bit lagging. It should not. Okay. Right. Place it here. And lastly, what I'll do is apply, file, open. Well, this was the one. So, very nice photography, by the way. So, okay. Further, this I would make it as, let's say, 45. And I'll place it here. So here we go. I can bring this here. I'll show you something else what I'm doing. You might be saying, this is not looking really nice, but I'll show you how to make it look really good. Okay, I'll zoom in, Control plus. Okay, now what you can see over here is this thing, this line that you see is not looking nice. It should merge into it and as such like this one. No one can tell that there are three different images. For that, what we can do is you can see over here, we have is the eraser tool. I can select the eraser tool, and from here I can select is a decent brush. Very decent brush, I think it's fine. Okay, I can probably increase the size of this a bit. And while I do that, I will reduce the opacity from 100 to, let's say, somewhat a bit less, within 50 and 70. And now I'll try to just remove it because not too less, not too much. I don't know, computer is a bit lagging. I'll reduce it a bit more. So somehow we've been able to eliminate that line effect. So if you use some other images, so you see like this, no one can tell. And control minus. You get the point. So it's sort of like collage work that they might ask you to create. We should know how to do that. But it's the first thing that we have learned. Now, one thing important is maybe you have to do something else. Okay, look here. I want to merge them. This is separate, this is separate, this is separate. How do I merge them? I want to make them because if I want to move this, only this will move. If I want to move this, only this. What if I want to move all of them together? Well, go to the top layer and you need to press this Control E. I hope my key works right now. Control E. Good, it is. So Control E. Control E basically is merging these. So it's now one thing. It's one. I can move it as one. It has merged it. You get my point? So from top to bottom, Control E is going to merge all of them together. Get the point? Right. Okay. Next thing. I would just like to work on the transform tool in such a way. Not this one. Let's just make US paper. Let me just crop. Let me just leave it like this. Let me just make it black. I'll just tell you what I'm doing. Hold on. Sorry. And what I'll do is, let's have something, just one or two more. Okay, perfectly fine. So in order to practice the transform tools, we'll just try to make is a cube, okay, a 3D sort of cube. How will do that? Just have a look. So if I open this image, see the format is not good. Perfectly fine. I will now do is I will just make it a square. Click, drag, drop the square over here. Okay, there we go. One square. I need three squares. So file open. Let's use this one. Click, drag, drop, and just one more. I'll just try to make sure that all these three are of the same size. How will I do that? You can see over here is I get the dimensions over this 5.396. So since my shift is not working, okay, anyway, it's quite the same. It's okay. But if you use shift, it will be very easy for you. Just place this over here. And make it of the same size. It will automatically stop. It's so intelligent. You will see it stopping over there. And here we go. Now place this here. It's just a random example that I will be discussing with you, through which we can practice different points. So I have three squares of the same size. Now see what will I do. Seriously, why is this? I've got 16 GB RAM. It's quite sufficient for Photoshop. Maybe I just need to restart my computers afterwards. I'll do it. Hibernating.
Maybe you have other tabs open as well. So
yeah, tabs are open as well, and I always keep on hibernating it, which is not a good option. One should not hibernate. You have to properly shut down, restart the computer. I'll just wait for a while. One. So I'll just place this here, and here we go. I'll just place this here. Here we go. And let's say I'll place this here, and I'll place this here. Right. So this is the placement I have. Now it's very simple. I'll come into Edit, Transform, and let's say Distort, and I'll distort this this way. There we go. And then I'll click on this, Edit, Transform, Distort, and here we go. You touch this with this point, and you touch this with this point. Right? Apply. Now, this is where we need this, because now if I want to move this, how can I do it? I'll press Control E. I'll merge it. Now I've merged it into one. Why? See, here we go. I can move it anywhere I want to. Okay, so let's do something else. We can even, let's say, tilt it any way we want to. Okay. We can even make a reflection of this. Oh, let's do that. How can we make a reflection of this down here? All we do is right click on this and we duplicate the layer. I'll do that. I've duplicated. I'll go to image. Adesh, dear, I think so. I'm not just randomly going a bit fast. It's okay, right? Okay, right. Then I'll just go into transform and I want to flip it. So I want to flip it horizontal. Did I do it right? Hold on. I want to flip it vertical. Yeah, that's better. Flip vertical. Now, once I've done this, um, control minus, I would select both of them. Come on. Just bring it here. We just need one more lecture to finish Photoshop. But in between, now since we have gap between the classes, I will send you some activities to do. No problem, you can't do them, and I'll share the video lecture with you if you can't do them. Okay, now what I'll do is, I'll just, the lower layer that I have, I'll simply select this, and yeah, this much, right click, feather, 45, okay. And after feathering, I'll press delete. Okay, and no, I think so. One second. One second. One second. Right click, feather, not 45. Let's make it a bit more. Let's 68, and let's delete. Much better. Now what we'll do is, you can see over here is opacity. I'll just decrease the opacity. So somehow we end up with something like this. You get the point. Just random example. We don't exactly know how the examiner can ask in what. Yes, Photoshop has appeared twice recently. Okay, it was relatively easy work, but I'll share the paper with you. You can have a look. Maybe you'll find it easy. Maybe you'll find it time consuming. I don't know. But we don't know in the year to come, next year, or in October, November. Maybe the exam might give us 40 marks question. So I have prepared activities for you, for which you will make a poster. You can make banners, website banners, and stuff like that using all these tools. Because the main thing is the tools that have been specified in the syllabus. We should know how to use them really well. And if you know how to use them, perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, there are just a couple of things left. Nothing much, but obviously we can discuss that as well. Hold on. If I'm not forgetting the brush tool. Yeah, look at the shapes. These are shapes available. Just you should know that. So I have this custom shapes available. If I click on shapes, you have the following: polygon, you have and you have a round. So if you click on polygon, you have sides over here. Obviously, if you write over here is 7, you get such a kind of shape. You have 7 sides available. Okay, and if you want custom shapes, maybe you may need them. You can just click on the small arrow over here, and you can see as I have multiple shapes available. But let's say you are looking for more shapes and you don't want these. Look at this clearly. I'll click on this small, this setting sort of icon, and I'll click on all. Will you remember this? I click on this and I click on all. Once I click on all, I will say append. Okay. Once I append, it will obviously append. It will carry them and it will install the rest of them as well. So now I have lots of other shapes available, as you can see. You can obviously download more shapes, but that's not in our syllabus. Okay, this whatever is available in Photoshop, fine. As a professional, when you do it, then you can obviously download shapes from different websites for free, but CI will not require us to do so. Okay, obviously because everyone is not using Photoshop, that's the point. But this you should know that there are random shapes available, and if you want any one of them, for example, this star, okay, or whatever, right? So that's how you get the shapes as well. Vish, get the point here? Right? Any confusion? I've talked about gradients as well. I've talked about this as okay, right? Fine. I just went a bit fast. I hope it was okay. So most probably we'll be able to wrap this up all by next Saturday. Okay. But let's practice it. Let's say you want to practice more and more. I'll give you more activities. So I'll share with you two activities with you, so that before Saturday you can complete those. You can't do any part, let me know, even during the weekdays, and let me know that you can't do them, so that I can help you before the weekend. Right? Arish, are you with me? And are you stuck here? Yeah, you
No,
right?
I'm back now. I'm back
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You got what I was saying? You were able to catch up? Right, dear. So, can you just give me an hour? Within an hour, I'll share you the activities. Okay? Right? You have Photoshop installed?
I'm going to install it now. I'll get it from your website.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay. In fact, do one thing. Why don't you do the installation thingy today? Install Photoshop, or you'll do it step by step. I don't know. Just install Photoshop. When we do animate, you can install animate then. Okay? Install Photoshop. Meanwhile, I'm sending
Okay.
the work. Okay? Right here?
Okay.
Right. Okay, Desh.
Yes,
Okay, and be in touch with me during the week as well. Okay.
I will. Yes.
Okay, dear. Okay, dear. All the best.
Bye.